Confession is good for the soul. Sometimes it can be difficult to admit wrong, but once you do, a huge weight seems to lift from your shoulders. Guilt is an awful feeling. It eats away at you, making you feel terrible about yourself. The worst part is you can't get rid of it. You try to bury it, but it pops up when you least expect it. There's only one way to get rid of it: confess. But what if you don't know who to tell? What if it will only make things worse? That's what Daria Banks thought. She had buried her guilt over her sister's death for years, but now it was time to come clean. The truth would hurt her family, but it was eating away at her and she couldn't keep it in any longer. I need to tell them, she says. I owe them the truth, but that truth would come with a price. Would they be able to forgive her? She really hoped so, but first she had to tell them. It all went back 7 years. 7 years of misery and regret. Daria looked at the floor as she spoke. I haven't been honest with you, she said. Her voice shook as she began to speak. I have something I need to tell you, something I should have told you a long time ago. She took a deep breath. This was harder than she thought it would be. I'm sorry. Her mother, Martha, placed a comforting hand on hers. What's wrong, honey? And then the dam broke. Daria told them everything. She told them how she found their daughter, how she tried to save her, but she didn't. She was too scared. She was just a child herself. She couldn't call for help. She didn't know what to do. She was just a kid who had made a terrible mistake. Her parents listened patiently as she spoke. But when she finished, there was a long silence. Finally, her mother spoke. Why didn't you tell us? She asked. Why did you keep this from us for so long? I was scared, Daria whispered. I didn't know what to say. Oh, honey, her mom said, pulling her into a hug. We never would have known unless you told us. Daria pulled away from the hug and looked at her parents. They were crying, but it wasn't just tears of sadness. She saw relief in their eyes, too. Finally, the truth was out. After Daria confessed, she felt like a huge weight had been lifted off of her shoulders. She had carried the guilt of her sister's death around for so long, and now she could finally let it go. She knew that her parents would never fully get over their daughter's death, but at least they could move forward now, knowing the truth. As the months passed, Daria's parents began to forgive her. They knew that she hadn't meant for their daughter to die. It was an accident, and accidents happen. They were just grateful that Daria had finally come clean. One day, Martha called Daria into her office. She had something to tell her, something that would change everything. Daria walked into her mother's office and sat down in a chair. Her mother was sitting behind her desk, and she looked serious. Daria, she said, I need to tell you something. Daria nodded, not knowing what her mother was about to say. Your father and I have decided to leave you something in our will. We want you to have our house. Daria was shocked. But why? You know we don't have much money, she said. We want you to have it because you need somewhere to live, her mom replied. You're drowning in debt, dear. We know you've been struggling to pay your bills. We want you to have our house so you won't have to worry about that anymore. Daria was overwhelmed with emotion. She couldn't believe that her parents were leaving her their house. It was such a huge gift, and she knew that they were doing it out of love. Thank you, she whispered. I love you. We know, darling, her mother said, hugging her. And we're here for you if you ever need anything. Daria hugged her mother tightly. She knew that she had been through a lot, but she was grateful for her mother's love and support. She also knew that she had made the right decision by confessing the truth. Sure, it had been hard, but it had also been the best thing she could have done. She was finally free from the guilt that had been eating away at her, and she had her mother's love and support. Plus, she now had a place to live. Things were looking up. Maybe confessing the truth hadn't been such a bad thing after all.